we did it. We did it with. We have this symposium, the first VR Symposium, and it was a great experience. And I think that we will develop this further. And we can say that it's our legacy for UAL, and as students of the MA Arts and Cultural Enterprise.
My impressions with the project is that it's a very, very interesting project, and it's very interesting to see how different parts and people can come together in a virtual world for a virtual symposium. It was fantastic. So just having that ability to ask each other questions, look at each other's avatars, explore the virtual world and have a virtual symposium was very, very interesting. And also the ideas and the key takeaways we gained from that is like attending a real world conference, but it's done in our separate rooms. So we've had international collaboration today from people all parts of the world, from New Zealand and ourselves, and we all were able to articulate our ideas and explain that in a virtual world, which is like we would do in reality. So I think the project presents very, very interesting possibilities, and we even lost track of time. It was so good in that sense. So we lost complete track of time, and we slightly went over our sessions, but it was a very interesting project to be involved with. Yes.
I really enjoyed today. I've had a fantastic time, and it's been. But one of the things I spent all my time doing is watching people's backs, because I think that's one thing about virtual reality that nobody understands or nobody seems to notice, is that you need support. You need somebody there to hold your arm, to guide you, to help you sit down, to help you stand up, to help you put the headphones on. It's really important. It's a very important aspect of virtual reality, but it's not a single person's game until when it does become one person and it becomes just putting that thing on. That will be great, but at the moment, probably for the next 10 years, it's never going to be like that.
Okay, so I think my experience of this environment was great, and I really had fun, and it was in a way really interesting to be all together, like in the same space, but as I felt as I had like a second persona, so I really liked that.
Okay, today's event has taken quite a lot of time and skills in order to prepare, and it's involved a lot of collaboration. We've had input from New Zealand, we've had input from the States, and also from within UAL itself. And we brought in expertise as well. I would say that technically it's been quite challenging for our course because we are not, we don't really have the skills, but we were very lucky to be able to tap into other people who do have the skills. I would say that the students have gained an enormous amount from this experience, and that this sort of sets a precedence really for next year's students. The cohort that are completing this is the first cohort completing MA Arts and Cultural Enterprise, and this is, how can we build on this for the future? I guess that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so what I think of the VR Symposium, I thought it was it was an incredible experience. It was very interesting. I had never experienced something like that before, because I think the other types of VR environment I have experienced previously were kind of made for like an entertainment type of purpose. So you could kind of get in there and see kind of really weird images, or like dinosaurs and things like that. And in this case, the fact that I could actually interact with someone else in that environment, in a way felt quite intense and a little bit scary, and not in a bad way, but it was like very different to be like in another space with people.
So I thought the event was really interesting from a perspective, firstly, of getting to try the technology and seeing how that kind of process works, of feeling kind of slightly disorientated at first, but when you're in that environment, you really you start to find your feet quite quickly and navigating it.
This was an amazing project. It was a big challenge for me to collaborate with a great team to deliver this in less than a month. I had a really great time today. I experienced VR in a fantastic way because for the first time I was able to interact with more than 10 people in a room. I think it was really, really exciting, and I'm really thankful for this opportunity.
Well, I think that this VR has great potential, and I would like to experiment more in terms of immersive environment.
I think it's an excellent medium to experiment with, particularly in the creative arts and STEAM-based subjects, where we're in an era of experimentation. We can encompass many different types of technologies and use this for innovation. So, for example, we could have areas of arts collaboration, virtual reality galleries, and really explore those types of mediums through a cognitive arts framework, opposed to looking at it from science and military. Yes, those applications are all relevant, they're very good, but for me, looking at it from a creative aspect and what we can really achieve through creativity and cross-collaboration in the international world, I think it makes very interesting possibilities as that medium's carried forward.
I've been through many iterations of the virtual reality world, and this is probably my third one, and actually I'm more excited about this one. I'm not really a virtual reality person. I'm more into the augmented reality scene. I find that more interesting, more exciting. But I think this is the time for virtual reality. This is when its penny will drop. This is when it's going to be useful, because there is so much interest in it. So this is my hope for virtual reality, and I think specifically for education, I think that's got to be good. That's got to be good but what worries me is the gamification of it all, because gamification of education is fine. That's brilliant. But I'm a bit worried about it. But I think the developments, the potential are there, and it's fantastic.
And the experience of the technology, I think, is something that it's still very experimental, and I don't think I will be using it. I don't think I will log into VRChat and just go and use the virtual reality, but I can see the potential when using it in education and in other settings, but not as a game kind of thing. Yeah.
On a reflection on this technology for the future, I hope something like this can replace the type of more static, almost sort of Skype type technology that we use for our online classroom. All these students that you've seen are distance learning students, so they're all doing this, from home, from the workplace, that type of thing. This is definitely a lot more engaging. The only thing we would need to overcome is the technical hurdles, but I think that will be addressed in time, and I think that moving forward this is going to be a much richer interactive experience for both the academics leading the course and the students attending it.
You can actually, when you realize you can use that environment for an actual purpose, in this case obviously we were trying to discuss what VR would be like for education, for enhancing e-learning education, but the way we use the space to kind of discuss about that, and therefore to have like a symposium and a conference, I thought was incredible, and it shows the real potential of this tool.
I thought what raised kind of big questions for me was what the future of this technology is for education in this context. Especially as a course where we teach online, what might happen if we were to transpose this idea of a virtual classroom? What would that mean for us, and how might we think about it?
Regarding VR for education, I think it has a huge potential. We just need to keep pushing the limits, learning a bit more about what is possible to do inside of this environment, and probably we'll need more support from institutions to explore and do more research.